What are two things you absolutely must do every day in order to be a good writer? Hi, my name is Eva Marie Everson, and I am a best-selling ECPA author, but more importantly, I am the CEO of Word Weavers International, which is a community of writers from all over the world who believe in iron sharpening iron. In other words, we help each other along our writing journey. If you want to know more about Word Weavers, go to word-weavers.com. And if you want to know more about me, go to evamarieeversonauthor.com. Okay, so what are the two things that every writer must do every day? And when I say every day, that's pretty inclusive. So I do want to at least admit that there are some times that I don't do these things. For example, if I'm traveling or if I don't feel well, something like that. So, there are some exceptions to the rule, but let's just say nearly every day we need to be doing these two things. The first one is reading, and not just reading anything, but reading the good stuff. So let's just break that down for a moment. Sometimes people ask me what type of books I write, and my answer is always good ones. Of course, I hope they're good. I hope that my readers believe that they're good. But as a reader, I don't want to waste time reading bad stuff. I am a tough critic. So if a book does not grab me within the first, say, 3 to 5 pages, I'm done. I put it down. In fact, if I'm going into a bookstore and I'm shopping for a book, let's say, and I see the cover of the book and that's intriguing, haven't really heard about this book, but I'm intrigued by it. First thing I'm going to do is flip it over to the back so that I can read the back cover copy. And that's that blurb that's on the back of a book that tells you what the book is about. If I'm still interested, I will go to page 1. And if I'm really interested after page 1, I may go to page 2, but I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes I flip to the middle and I read a page or two from the middle, because so often writers start off strong in the first part of their book, and then it kind of tanks. So my suggestion to you is know what you're reading and know that it's good. Even if it's an author who you typically love their work, if they fall short on this particular book and you don't want to waste your time reading it, don't. I don't. One of my absolute favorite writers is the late Anita Shreve. Every so often, she put out a book that just didn't excite me or entertain me. And that's part of what I love about reading is the entertainment factor. Just didn't get it for me. So I put the book away. It was no reflection on her as a writer. She was an amazing writer and a very highly respected writer. But just that one book didn't grab me, and it may grab someone else altogether differently, but me, not so much. Now, not just books you should be reading. As a writer, you should be reading blogs about writing. You should be reading like really good blogs about the things that are interesting to you. Just today, my husband and I drove somewhere and I read to him from my absolute favorite blog, which is Sean of the South. It's Sean Dietrich's just vignettes on life living in the South. I believe he's in Alabama. And I just had to read it to him because they're all so well done. But the other things that I like to read, the other blogs that I like to read are writing related. They should be writing related. Jane Friedman has a fabulous blog that I subscribe to and read every day. At one time, there was an anonymous agent who used to post some of the things that would come into her inbox, and her responses to them just simply made me laugh. But they also taught me what to do and what not to do as a writer. So go to writersdigest.com and anything to do with the writing life. If you have some suggestions, like your favorite blogs, put them down here in the comments so the rest of us can read them. Okay, so that's number one. Read every day, best you can every day. Second thing that you absolutely have to do is write every day. Now, that doesn't mean that you are going to be putting out 2,000 words a day, or even as Robert Benson talks about, the 600 words a day. Sometimes it means that you are only writing in your journal, and that's good. Or if you are like me and you have to write several emails a day, and when I say several emails a day, I mean like tons of emails a day, you want to make sure those emails are well written. There is an acquaintance of mine, a business associate of mine, who is one of the most best-selling authors of all time. And I've got to tell you, every email that I send to him, I'm like double and triple checking to make sure that my email to him is grammatically correct, because that is something that is so important. But especially in a business setting like I am in, it's important that those emails that are sent out reflect who I am, not only as an author, but also as a CEO of Word Weavers. Now, growing up in the South, I used to speak one way, but I wrote another. And I actually wrote a paper for a high school literature class that my teacher swore up and down I did not write, because you don't talk like that, she said. So my father had to come to the school to express that, yes, I did, because actually I had asked my father to check my work before I went to bed the previous night. And he swore, no, she really, really did write this. Yeah, we know she speaks like a teenager in the South, but she really, really wrote this. And part of that was because even as a teenager, I was reading and writing every single day. I've always loved books, and I've always loved to write. Now, it also means that if you are in the middle of a project, you need to be writing something toward that project. Robert Benson, in his book, Dancing on the Head of a Pen, and it's P-E-N, not P-I-N, talks about just getting in 600 words a day. Now, for some people, 600 words a day, that's a lot. But for me, I'm a fast writer, so that's not so many words. The truth of the matter is, if I start off with 600 words, say, I'm just going to write 600 words today, I can usually knock out an easy 2,500 to 3,000 in a very short period of time. But it's a good motivator to have. So again, whether you are working on a project right now, or you are not working on a project, but you're in a business setting, or let's say you are still in school, that writing should reflect that you one day hope to be an author, which is a little different than being a writer. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to be reminded about these updates on common mistakes writers make, hit that subscribe button. And again, if you want to know more about Word Weavers, it's word-weavers.com. If you want to know more about me, Eva Marie Everson, author.com. Thank you so much for joining me today.